Small just a little bit, trying just a little bit.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, my name is emmatamsinhill and thank you very much for joining me today on the first day of 2022. Wow, first of all, before we get into anything, I need to fill you guys in what happened in December because of Vlogmas. I put my first Vlogmas up, I filmed my second week of Vlogmas. I don't know if you guys saw, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know, and I put a post on the community section of my channel, but I'm not sure everyone saw it. So basically my SD card corrupted and I lost all my footage. So that happened on the second week, and then it happened again on the third week. And I tried to recover the footage and I couldn't. So I did everything I could to get the footage back, but I couldn't. So I did film Vlogmas week 2 and Vlogmas week 3. The footage had corrupted on both of them, so I couldn't upload them because yeah, I lost all the files. So, and then I just gave up for the rest of Vlogmas because I was just so annoyed and pissed off and upset. So that's what happened, and I thought, you know what, I'll just come back in the new year ready to start again, and that's exactly what we're gonna do today. So today is actually the 1st of December. Hopefully this will go up, I mean it's 7 o'clock, so it probably won't go up today. It'll go up tomorrow, 2nd of December. And I just thought I was gonna make some goals and reflect on my 2021 and all that stuff. So I thought, why don't we do it together? A nice little exercise that we can do together, and you know, we can just sort of do some journaling and prompts and vision boards and all that fun stuff. So if you're into this, if you want to make some goals for 2022, if you want to reflect on 2021 and really do a deep dive into everything, I feel like this is a good way to end off the year, to, you know, not only think about what's happened this year, but reflect on your accomplishments, reflect on the things that went bad, just be grateful for everything that's happened and think about how we can move forward going into the new year. It should just be nice. So sit down, I've got myself some wine. Oh, by the way, I have COVID. Why did I even say that? Right now I'm in isolation. So I contracted, I think, I'm not sure, but my auntie had COVID and I was with her over Christmas. Well, she didn't have, I didn't know she had COVID. Basically, she tested positive for COVID on Wednesday. Today is Saturday. Yeah, she tested positive on Wednesday. And I was with her over the festive period, and then I tested positive on Thursday. That's because I started feeling a bit sick. I'm okay though, don't worry, I'm double vaccinated, and it's just like a cold. The main thing is I'm just really tired and like have a bit of a headache, but I've been taking paracetamol, everything's all good. I've been stocking up on my veggies and fruits and trying to get all that in. So I feel fine, but I'm currently in isolation. I think if I test negative on Tuesday and Wednesday, I can leave isolation. So we'll just see, otherwise it'll be like next Sunday sometime. That'll be the full 10 days. But yeah, I've got a glass of wine. I also have some ice cream here, Ben & Jerry's Baked Alaska. I've never had this one before. It's quite nice, but it's just very plain. It's just like vanilla ice cream, marshmallow, and white polar bears. Get yourself comfy, and we shall do this together. What you're gonna need is a journal to write things down, a pen, and either your laptop or your phone or something like that. So the first thing we're gonna do is reflect on 2021, which is where our journaling is gonna come in. Now, I've just literally Googled like journal prompts for end of year reflection. I'm gonna choose some of them, the ones I feel like are gonna be the most beneficial to me, and I'm gonna write some words about them in my journal right here. This is from HomeSense, by the way. I wanted to get a new journal, but obviously I can't leave the house, so I had to make do with what I had. So I'm gonna write in here 2021 review. Okay, I'm gonna make it very simple for myself. So I'm gonna write down first good things that happened this year. I'm just gonna write down like a long list, everything I can think of, things that just come straight to my mind. Just write it down. Don't feel like you have to do things a certain way, or I'm not doing it right, I'm not doing this, that, and the other. Just literally, whatever comes in your mind, write it on the page. So I'm gonna write a list of good things that happened this year. Okay, so I've just wrote my list. If you're stuck for some things here are the kind of things that I wrote. I'll read a few out to you. So, good things that happened to me this year. Moved to Manchester, increased my business, I got physically stronger, more self-discipline, my nephew was born, let go of other people's opinions of me, met a lot of new people, explored my sexuality, saw my friends more, discipline and consistency with work, really tried to care for myself, gain more independence, genuine happiness for the first time in a long time. So that's some things that I wrote. And it's like, when you see that on paper, you might think, oh, I can't think of anything good that's happened this year and blah, blah, blah. It's hard to reflect on your year, but then when you really put it down on paper and you're actually reading these things, you're like, wow, a lot of good things happened this year. I'm not gonna do the opposite. I'm not gonna put bad things that happened this year, but I'm gonna do the prompt, what challenged me this year? Because although something might seem bad, everything is a building block to the next chapter of your life, and it shapes you as a person. So even though something might happen that you feel is really bad, it's always gonna shape you into a person with more knowledge about life, about the world, about everything. Now I'm gonna write things that challenge me. Same thing, I'm just gonna freestyle, just write loads of bullet points and write things down. Sorry for the camera change and everything like that, but I was literally recording this video last night. As I was editing it today, my SD card corrupted. Again, this is the thing that was happening to me in December, and I was like, you know what? Now you're annoying me now, so let me get down to the business. What's happening? I ran virus software on my laptop. It isn't my laptop. The SD card was brand new, as was the other two that I used in December, and it isn't my card reader. So I've decided it was my camera. I bought a new camera in October, and I think the camera is just corrupting all my footage. And this is not what I'm gonna do in 2022. No. And as well, I wasn't about to be defeated. I wasn't gonna make this video not go up because all my footage got deleted again. I'm just not doing it. So I did a little test. I'm actually on my big camera right now, what I film all my hauls and beauty videos and stuff like that on. I did a test on this, and I did a test. I had an old vlog camera lying around, but like the screen's like hanging off, and I tried on that too, and both of them ones were fine. So I know it's the new camera that I bought, and I bought it secondhand. So hopefully I can get in touch with them and tell them what's happened, and they might be able to give me my money back, because I only got it in like early November. So yeah, there we go, guys. I'm basically having to refilm this again. I already did everything, and I'm so upset because I was really happy with the video, but we can still continue, and I will still tell you exactly what I did. It's just the next day, and it's a different lighting and stuff, so I hope that doesn't bother you too much, but let's get right back into it. So I've actually already done everything that I was gonna do, so instead of doing it with you, I'm gonna tell you what I did. So I hope it's the same. So what I wrote down for things that challenge me, some ideas or sort of get you going on what you can write. I wrote imposter syndrome, putting too much power into other people's hands, my discipline at times, distractions, letting the opinions of other people get at me, the sort of things like that. That's what I wrote. So for your prompt 3, what I want you to write down is, what was I proud of in 2021? What things I do in 2021? What things did I do in 2021 that made me proud? Some examples I've wrote down, moving to a new city, setting more clear boundaries with people, communicating my needs clearly, discovering more about myself, finding routines that encourage my growth, more self-awareness and understanding, looking after myself, working hard, being firm and strong in my decisions, that sort of thing. But it could literally be anything. If you got a promotion at work, if you did really well at school, if you graduated, if, you know, anything. It could be absolutely anything that you're proud of. Don't think it has to be something huge you have to write down. And also, I want you guys to remember when you're writing all this is personal to you. Like, no one's gonna read this, so don't be scared about doing things right or doing it perfectly. I'm always the kind of person that wants to do everything perfectly, but don't be scared. Like, just literally write anything that comes to your mind. Okay, prompt 4. So we're gonna do 5 of these prompts on reflection. Prompt 4, I want you to write down, what was I most grateful for in 2021? Now, gratitude is something that I really try and incorporate into my life, especially through last year, because I feel like a grateful heart will bring you joy. Having gratitude for just even the most smallest things, it makes you just look at the beauty of life and see the positives in life, because life can be hard. We all know life can be hard, but even in the darkest times, there's always something small to be grateful for. And that is the sort of thing that gives you hope and makes you think, okay, it's gonna get better. I love how I've swapped the wine and ice cream for water now. The things I wrote down that I was grateful for in 2021 was one of my nephews being born, and also grateful for my other nephew. I wrote down my home. I was grateful for my friends and the time that we spent together, grateful for Alice, grateful for my parents and their support, grateful for my want to be a better version of myself, for my online community, for my continued healing journey, and for my growth. But again, you can write down if you're grateful for your friend, if you're grateful for your parents, if you're grateful for, I don't know, it could be anything. It could be material things, it can be things within yourself, it can be things around you. If you're grateful for the weather, if you're grateful for the sun, if you're grateful for this Christmas tree, like, do you know what I mean? It can honestly be anything. Now, the 5th prompt that I put was, what was my biggest lesson in 2021? So I sort of just wrote down the thing that I think I learned the most about in 2021. And for me, like 2021 was a year where I started dating again. Sorry, I keep looking at myself in the viewfinder because I'm like, wow, it's really blurred out. Look at the quality on this camera. Anyway, 2021 was really like a new year for me. Like, I was leaving behind a part of my life that felt really traumatic and felt really hard. 2020 was really difficult for me, and coming out of an emotionally abusive relationship, and a relationship that was filled with a lot of toxicity and gaslighting and things that really changed me as a person. And in 2020 I went through depression and anxiety and all of them things, and it was really hard. So in 2021 I feel like I was ready to sort of shed that part of me, like take all the lessons that it taught me, but I was a different person now. And obviously having dealt with everything that I've been through, 2021 was like, okay, now it's time to like put it into action. And I think obviously with the world opening back up in 2021, things were different. So for me in 2021, I started dating again. And I dated in a way that was like, I've never really dated properly before when I was younger, like never actually met people and gone on dates and stuff like that. Like it was always just like random, like I'd meet someone and we start chatting and then we like start hanging out, and it wasn't like formal dates. So in 2021 I really dated, and that was a learning curve for me 100%, and I think it taught me a lot about myself, definitely, and about my own like internalized like self-esteem and self-worth and everything like that. And at times during the year I did let how other people treat me get to me and make me doubt myself and think maybe I'm not good enough. And I think that was one of the biggest things that I learned in 2021. So what I wrote down was putting too much time and effort into people who did not deserve it, leaving me feeling drained and without a cup to pour from, having it affect my life in major ways, like feeling sad and letting others, I can't even read my own handwriting, feeling sad and letting others' actions mess with how I viewed myself, because I know I deserve the best and I'm very protective of me. Although 2021, I'm looking back, it actually was a great year. It definitely had its low parts, like definitely had its low parts. And I think a lot of the low parts were attributed to things like this, letting other people's energies mess with me. So that was my biggest lesson in 2021, just to sort of not let other people get to me so much. Obviously people are gonna affect you in life, like things are gonna happen that are gonna upset you, but don't let it mess with who you are and who you know you are. You know, keeping that core belief that, you know, I'm worthy, I'm good enough, I am exactly where I need to be, keeping that faith strong within yourself. Now we've done our reflection on 2021, now I want you to write down things that you want for yourself in 2022. So what I'm gonna do is write down my goals, or what I did do is write down my goals for 2022. So I've sort of split it up into sections. So I've written down 6 sections. So they are career, finances, well-being, relationships, travel, and other. You can just write down any goals that you have under whatever it be. So as in career-wise, you might want to get a new job, you might want to get a promotion, you might want to completely switch your career paths, you might want to start a business, you might want to start, you know, doing YouTube or whatever it might be. So career-wise, some examples for me, I'm just speaking about my social media career in this. Like All Body, I'm doing a whole other like goal setting and plan for All Body. So I wrote for like social media wise for my career, I wrote numbers that I want to achieve hopefully on my social media platforms. I wrote more presenting gigs, I wrote start a podcast and stick to a posting schedule. So money wise, you can literally write, I want to save X amount of money, I want to save £50 a month, I want to save 5% of my earnings, 10% of my earnings, you know, whatever it might be. Personally for me, I've written down I want to make a certain figure that I feel like is achievable for me, considering what I made this year. Obviously it's different because I'm self-employed, so, you know, it's not like I have a strict salary. I also wrote how much money I want to be in my savings account by the end of the year. Wellbeing wise, I wrote I want to go to the gym 4 times a week. I want to improve my flexibility. I want to go on 2 walks a week. I want to take vitamins every day. I want to do my morning routine and build an evening routine. I want to build my relationship with God. I want to journal more and I want to read more. Relationships, I want to continue to make plans with friends. I want to keep on top of my texts because I am such a bad texter, like I always forget to reply, and because I work a lot on my phone, like I find it hard to keep up with all my messages and stuff like that because it just can be overwhelming. So I have a tendency to not reply to friends for a long time, and I want to improve that for this year. Travel, I take myself on a trip once every quarter, like a staycation, whether that be just go in the same city and go and stay somewhere for the night, or you know, go somewhere else. But I think once a quarter is achievable for me, so that's like every 3 months. So it's not overkill, but it's still like being intentional about, okay, I'm gonna treat myself. And then other, I put learn French. So I use Duolingo, an app. So I wanna be able to do my Duolingo every day. When you've wrote those goals down, you don't have to have as many goals as that, but you know, when you've wrote some clear things that you want from the year, now we're gonna write some actionable things, like how we're actually gonna make that goal a reality. So, for instance, right, when I've put like my social media numbers, I wanna hit this amount on social media, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. I've also written down how I'm gonna get there. So I've put minimum 1 YouTube video a week, 4 Insta posts a week, 4 TikToks per week, whatever. But obviously this will be personal to you, whatever goals that you've got for yourself. And obviously one of my goals was to stick to a posting schedule. So I've sort of put the schedule out there for me. And then money wise, obviously I said I want a certain amount in my savings. So how am I gonna get there? I've put save 15% of every check that I get in my account. So obviously because I don't have a set salary every month, every check that I get that comes through, I put a certain amount away. So I put 40% away for my tax, and I've just become VAT registered because I've just become a limited company at the end of last year. So I put 40% away for the tax man and the VAT man and whatever. And that will leave me with some spare, but I just like having it there because whatever, I've started to pay back my student loans. So that money comes out, I have to pay my accountant. So that money, I see it as like not mine. That money is for tax, etc. But obviously I need to have my living expenses, so I take my money for my living expenses. I do try to stick to a budget every month, and I'm actually trying to cut back a bit because I do feel like I could definitely cut back in certain areas with my spending. I don't feel like I'm crazy with spending, but I definitely eat out a lot, and a lot of my money goes on eating out and Ubers, and you know, I'm fortunate enough to be able to afford to do things like have a personal trainer, do therapy, that sort of stuff, and I do live in a gorgeous house. I'm thinking about potentially downsizing because I do live in a 3-bedroom flat on my own. When I moved here, I did live with a housemate, and I don't have any plans of getting another housemate in. So I'm potentially thinking about moving, which would also free up some money for me. But I basically wrote down I want to save 15% of every check that I get in. That could be different for you. You might do it on percentages. You might say, okay, I want to save 5%, 10%, 15, 20%. Or you might just say, okay, I want to save like £50 a month if saving is something that you want to do. Obviously, I wrote down improve my flexibility. So how am I going to do that? I've put stretch after every workout, making sure I get that in. And I also wrote build my relationship with God. So I've wrote, you know, worship every week on a Sunday, like go to church, whether I'm going to do it online or whether I'm physically going to go to church. But also I've got prayer as part of my morning routine. These are things that is like, okay, I want that to happen. Okay, this is how it's going to happen. And then about reading more, I find it hard to sit and read a book. So I use Audible. I really like Audible. I got it not too long ago, and I like to listen to podcasts anyway. So when I'm driving somewhere, because often I drive back to Preston, so it's like 45 minutes each way. So I'll listen to a podcast, but I'm going to try and listen to my audiobooks, like at least 20 minutes of my audiobook every day. And then I've put keep on top of texts, and I put do my Duolingo. It's a bit of a tongue twister, that. Do my Duolingo every day for my learning French. So that's just something quick and easy I can do. So what I do want to say, I think it's really important when you're setting these goals and making these actionable things to do to achieve your goals, it's also important to be realistic. I don't want to sound like I'm bashing on your parade or whatever. Dreaming big is good. You should dream big. If you have big dreams and dreams that scare you, that's good. It's like, I can't wake up tomorrow and be like, okay, I want to climb Mount Everest today, and it happen. Like, it's little steps that make the biggest difference. So I'm very impatient. Like, slow progress it annoys me. Like, I want to be able to do something now. I want it to happen now. I'm so impatient. But slow progress is still progress, and that is something that we really have to remember. So for instance, right, so I've wrote down go to the gym 4 times a week. If I had never been to the gym before and I decided, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna start going to the gym 5 times a week every day, and I didn't even know what I was doing, or then I will probably fail, because it's like I'm not starting off in a way that's realistic and a way that's actually gonna be able to increase over time. The goal is, okay, go to the gym 4 times a week, but maybe start off doing 2 times a week, and then over time you can build it up. I really feel like when you go from 0 to 100 so quick and you wake up on January 1st and you're like, okay, today I'm gonna do this, it makes it harder to stick to because there's nowhere to grow to. And you're almost setting yourself up for failure in a way, because when something is really difficult, I'm not saying you can't do it, but it makes you less likely to want to do it. Like when you're dreading something, you don't want to do it. Like when you've gone from not doing one thing at all then doing it to like a level of 100, you start to dread to actually do that thing, and you want to be excited about what you're doing and how you're going to achieve your goals, and you also want to make it so it can increase over time and you can do more of it over time, and there's room to get better at it and do more and grow too. So I'm not saying don't dream big, I'm just saying let's be realistic with our actions that we're gonna do. I could sit here and say, okay, I wanna make 3 YouTube videos a week and film them and edit them and everything like that. And yeah, I do wanna do that, but I know it's not realistic and I know it wouldn't happen. And then when I fail at doing that thing, I know I will feel like a failure and I'll feel like I didn't do it good enough. And it sort of makes you demotivated because you can't achieve that goal. Or maybe I could achieve that goal for a month and then after that I drop off because it's burnt me out, it's made me exhausted. So I just wanna say, let's be, I'm very wary about saying this because I don't wanna sound like I'm saying don't dream big. Dream big, have the big dreams, but with the actionable things, let's start off slow and build it up. That's what I'm gonna say, because it makes you more likely to actually stick with it for longer. Okay, now we've got that out of the way. Okay, I've also written down that this year I want to do more things that are like me time, being very intentional about spending time on myself and being kind to myself. So 2 of the things that I really want to do and incorporate into my year, I want to go on solo dates. Like I want to take myself out on a nice little date, and I also want to do a weekly pamper. Now again, with the realistic thing, I know I will not have the time or the energy to take myself on a date every single week. So my proposal to myself is I'm gonna take myself on a date every other week. So this week I'll go on a date with myself. The next week I'm gonna do a pamper night. Then the next week I'll take myself on a date, and then the next week will be pamper night. Because I know if I try to cram both of them things in, pamper night and date night, self-date night, in the same week, it won't happen. Because I'm too busy or I get exhausted and I just wanna go to bed or whatever it is. And I know I'll just feel like, oh, if I haven't done it, I'll be like, oh God. So if I'm doing it bi-weekly, so that's how I'm gonna split it up. So at least once a week, I'm being intentional about spending time on myself and giving myself that love. So I've just written down like some little ideas for taking myself out, like going to the cinema by myself, going to exhibitions, going to a restaurant, brunch, going for a drink, all of them things. This is just something that's personal to me. It's something that I really wanna do for myself. And especially to gain, I'm a very independent person anyway, but I just want to gain more love and appreciation for myself and give back to myself, because I feel like I work really hard and sometimes I can forget to like give myself my flowers. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But if you want to incorporate something like that into your life, but you don't really have like the cash to be taking yourself out every week, I completely get that. Like you can do something smaller than that. Like it could be like having a date night at home, watching the TV and just going and buying like a bag of sweets from the shop or whatever, and just being really intentional about, okay, this is my night for myself that I'm gonna spend time on myself and do whatever I want. It doesn't have to be monetarily focused, but I just mean like treating yourself in some way, whatever that looks like to you. And then with my little pamper sessions, I'm gonna go a different day, I think, and write down a lot of things that I wanna do pamper wise, but just taking that time for myself, like the self-care and looking after myself, because I can just forget sometimes to actually properly look after myself, and then I'm like, oh shit, it's been 3 weeks since I've like exfoliated or done a face mask or whatever it is. So I just want to be intentional about that. Okay, we've done our reflection of 2021. We've done our goals for 2022. The next thing that we want to do is a vision board. Now, I've actually never made a vision board before, and it's right up my alley, but I've never really done one before because I'm like, oh, will it help? Will it? I don't know. But I just think it's good to have a little visual reminder of what you're striving for and the kind of life you want to curate. So on these vision boards, you can literally put anything, but put it relating to your goals. So if you've got the goal of, I want to buy a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon, put a G-Wagon on your vision board. If you think, I want to go to the Maldives this year, put a picture of a holiday on there or whatever it might be. So obviously my goals being like, I want to start a podcast, I want to be consistent with YouTube, I want to take more time for myself self-care wise, I want to take my vitamins. All of these things will be going on my vision board. So I did actually record myself making it last night with you guys, but that footage is out the window. So what I will do is show you how I did it and show you my vision board. First thing I did was go onto Pinterest. I love Pinterest. I went onto Pinterest and just found lots of pictures of what I wanted. So obviously, whatever your goal is, look for those things. So if you want to eat healthy and stuff, find some nice pictures of fruits and vegetables. If you want to drink more water, find a nice picture of a water bottle, whatever it is. I just think having aesthetic pictures just makes you feel like more excited and more into it. So you can write down whatever. A little trick that I do is, this is so cringe to me, but it usually works. So whatever I'm gonna write, say I'm writing vitamins and all the pictures are coming up, the pictures aren't the pictures I want on my board, put aesthetic in front of it, and more time you'll find pictures that you like. I basically found loads of pictures on Pinterest. I saved them all to my laptop. You can do this on your phone as well. You can even do this with like physical, you can print them out and make a physical board to put in your room, whatever it might be. I had pictures of like a comfy bed and like a girl chilling out on a sofa, like I wanna, enjoy my space. I have pictures of like a girl doing a face mask. I have pictures of flowers, like I wanna buy myself more flowers. I have pictures of like smoothies and green juices and all stuff like that, like pictures of vitamins. I have a picture of a vlogging camera because I wanna stay consistent with YouTube. I have a picture of like a podcast chair and a microphone, skincare because I want to make sure I'm doing my skincare, all things like that. So then what I did was go on canva.com. So this is what I made last night. So I went on Canva. I actually searched for a desktop homepage, desktop wallpaper. You can see it right here. And then I clicked on it and I did the blank one. You can upload your pictures, so I uploaded all of my pictures here, uploaded them all in, and then just started dragging and resizing them, making them smaller, putting them up here, this one right here. So you can literally just make a little board and make it look really cute. Put all your pictures on there. I love Canva, I use it for a lot of things, so you can like make sure things go behind other things or in front or however you want it to look. So I basically did that. I did that and I ended up with this. So I put all my pictures in and then I put some like positive things like over the top, like little affirmations and stuff. So I put like the 1111. I put I'm strong, I'm capable, I will achieve my goals. This little quote down here, this Bible verse that I took a picture of on my phone. Just things that I want to remember and look at and feel proud of and happy, and just things that remind me of what I'm aiming for. I've got the face mask here, I've got the girl chilling out on her sofa here, the podcasting there, the gym there, like a nice fridge full of wholesome food, the books, I've got vitamins, skincare, water, a bag full of cash, like all just things that make you ambitious about your year ahead. So you can literally put anything on there. If you want physical things, like something that you want to buy, you can put that on there. But I don't really wish for material things. Not saying it's bad, you guys can do whatever you want, but I just wish for more internal peace and happiness. And looking at this board, these are things that will make me happy inside, like the flowers and like good vibes with my friends and the candles and the incense and all that sort of stuff. That is like what brings me happiness and peace. What I did here was save it, downloaded it onto my laptop, and then I made it my home screen. So this is now my home screen on my laptop. And I love it, but what I also did was, I went into Canva again and I searched for phone wallpaper. Clicked on phone wallpaper, did the blank one. I basically uploaded that picture that I'd saved and then put it onto here and I can make it the size of a phone wallpaper. So I moved it around to give different vibes. So I actually saved it as 2 different images. So I did this image here, and then I moved it along and did this sort of image here, which left me with phone wallpaper. So there's one, and there's another one. Then I put it on my phone, and this is now my wallpaper. I made the other side of it my background here. So I love that. So I'm basically seeing them at all times, both of them. That is exactly what I did. So that's how I've rounded up my year and made goals and made a little vision board. Hopefully this helped you in some way. I feel like this is a little bit of a random video, but I feel like it's gonna help a lot of you, and it really helped me, and it really just made me feel super grateful about everything that had happened last year. Like, with me, I feel like I go through ebbs and flows all the time. Like times where I feel super happy, and then the next month I might feel just sad, and then the next month I'm okay, and then the next month I'm just like, meh, like don't really feel anything. So you don't realize how much you've done and how far you have come unless you look back at it. And that is the only reason you should be looking back, to just see how far you've come and see how many amazing things have happened. And I know the past couple of years have been super, super hard for a lot of people. I have a lot of hope within me that this next year will be fruitful and will bring a lot of blessings to a lot of people. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you followed along with me. I'm sorry that like it was like cut into like 2 different videos, but at least now I've figured out why my camera keeps corrupting all my footage, and hopefully that won't happen again moving forward. Now we found the culprit. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very, very soon with a new video, because I have a haul coming in a couple of days, so keep an eye peeled for that. I really don't want to take down my tree. I think I might keep the tree up for that one haul, and then I'll take it down. My mum said I need to take it down on the 6th, so thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait for more content in 2022. I'm excited. I'm very excited for it. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon with a new video. Love you all. Bye.